test. All right. Marcy, would you like to sing?
Sure.
While we wait for everybody to show up.
Oh.
Let's see here. You want to sing Islands in the Stream.
Are we doing that one right now?
Sure.
Or do you want to wait till everybody's here?
We can wait. Do you want to do a different one?
Sure. I'll try.
Yeah.
You say?
Yeah.
Miranda?
There's a lot of things.
Lauren
That you,
Daigle.
well,
Do some come empty and then you just put it?
yeah, a lot of those that we use are for updating the software on the mixing board.
Oh, but you need words. Let's see if this has it.
Responses are usually quick, and I use my Indeed employer account to keep track of everything. And now, back to my real job.
Nothing really.
Not that one. Not that one.
I usually type lyrics and then I type both.
Lyrics. Video. Did we just try that one?
Well,
We'll try that one. Okay. All right, here's your microphone. It's on.
should I just say?
Yeah. You wanna, it's up on the deal, or you can do it here. All right, Easton.
Yep.
Let's adjust some sound here for Miss Marcy. Hop up here.
Alright.
So first thing we need to do is bring the iMac up to about 5. Yep, right there. And then she is on vocal 1. Test.
What's the good decibel to be at?
It just depends. Somewhere between 5 and 0's the lower 5 and 0.
Like
So you look like you've been playing.
0.5? 0.5 or 5.0?
Oh, later?
In here.
It's Meg.
Oh.
I was just watching soccer a little while ago.
Loving the shirt.
France and
Oh yeah, France is winning like 3 or 4.
well, when
You
I
ready?
left it was 2-0, but
Okay,
France
let's
was kind of
watch
Yeah.
this. Okay. If she gets too loud, bring her down.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough.
So listen for her voice.
Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up.
Up a little more.
Is it a split track, Kelly, or is she just singing with
She's singing over it.
Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low?
Is it on?
It is on.
Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Oh, I believe. Yes, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
7:30.
Kept showing up to the dance floor. we kept starting early, or somebody would do it for us, or something like that. He showed up, and then
Here's what comes off a bowl of strawberries when you drop this device in the water. These berries are fresh from the store and already rinsed and
all right.
You showed late.
Okay.
We act like we were there forever.
Where?
At that prom that we're working.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody
I
heard
know.
from Gianna?
Gianna? No.
No, she should be back today, I think, from
Yeah,
camp.
she was gonna be out for a couple of weeks. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna be out too.
Who, me?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be out.
VBS last week, but that was
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right.
She might come back later.
Matt is going to walk us through some stuff, so
So we're going to talk a little bit about, first steps on using the soundboard to mix sound. And so what we've got is Kelly captured a multi-track of a song. Why don't you play a little bit of that multi-track? So over here, and I'll just show you, acoustic guitar right there, and that's the only thing playing. These are there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks here, and in a minute you'll see something else will start playing.
The keys.
And they're all keys is keyboard, bass, not bass, background vocals, drums, electric guitar 1, electric guitar 2, electric guitar 3. That's the background vocals. Here's some other vocals. Anyway, so we've got all these different tracks. We can go ahead and stop it, Kelly, for right now. And so they are pre-recorded. They are coming into the board through a digital connection. So there's one thing that's a little bit different, is that normally microphones, drums, everything is going to come into the board through the inputs on the board, or the inputs that are connected up on the stage that connect to the board. And it comes in, and that's the preamp, P-R-E-A-M-P stage. One of the things that makes soundboards cost a lot is how good the preamps are in the board. This one's a pretty good board, but there are, in studios and in things where every single channel, the preamp alone would cost like $2,000 per preamp. So let's say if you had 60 preamps, you'd be over $100,000 all of a sudden right away. This isn't that kind of board, but it's got nice preamps. And the first thing that you do before you even hear anything is you want to set the gain. If you notice on here, it says trim rather than gain, because technically trim has to do with how loud the channel sounds. Gain is an actual how much we boost the signal coming into the board. What you hear coming out of the speaker, it's like it's louder if you raise the gain, it's louder if you raise the trim. But in the process of other things that you're going to do on the board, another reason it's important to set the gain at the start is because there's all these other fun things that you can do as you put your mix together. Things like EQ, you know, lows, mids, highs, what that's going to sound like. You know, one thing that's popular to put on vocals or on other things is reverb. And the amount of gain impacts how those extra things that you do are going to act when you're making your mix. So that's why it's so important. You don't want to get everything set and then go change the gain on something, because it doesn't just change that how much louder it is. It changes how much stronger the signal is when it, for example, enters the reverb. I'll call it a loop for now. And so that, you know, it's not going to act like you had thought it would be. So we're going to pretend that we're adjusting the gain, even though it says trim. We're just going to pretend like it's the gain. And how much gain you need? I would say typically you want on this board anywhere from what's -9 to 0, and that'll all be green. Some boards are gauged differently, so I'm kind of telling you on this board. If you went to another board, unity or flat is at 0. You notice how there's all these zeros here. So that's all 0. And if you want to mix to unity, one of the things that you could do is put all these things here, and then play.
What's yours?
What do you mean?
It might be a little loud. Now I'm looking at this, like that background vocal. Like I said, we're not coming in through the preamp, so we're just affecting volume necessarily, how loud it is, and we're really not changing. This is what you hear. Push that 1, 2. See how it says gain here? That's because this microphone
It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
not just a digital wire coming in.
It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are.
Turn that up. Check.
It's
1, 2,
who
1,
I am.
2.
It's who I am. It's who I am.
This thing's crazy loud right now. So what we want to do, though, is first play through. Can you kind of like get it to where it'll? Well, I want y'all to take turns. I think this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to adjust the trim. And notice all this is happening before it's going out. This is how much signal we're sending out to the speakers. But you can do a lot of adjusting without really hearing anything by just turning up
The gain.
the trim, the
The trim.
gain.
So would you want to just put it like on 50% on pretty much everything?
Well,
'Cause
yeah, I would-
you don't know what's coming in or out and whether you need
I
to
would
adjust.
say that's a place that I would start. And you can, we'll have it play here in a second and bring those up to that and then start mixing. And now, if you listen to music, and this becomes a very individual thing. When I mix something I have in my mind, either I know the song and I'm trying to mix it to be similar to something, but generationally speaking, there was a guy I worked with he was a lot younger than me, and he was way into hip hop. And when I mixed the sound in the sanctuary, it sounded one way, and when he mixed it, the bass would have blown the doors open, and that just seemed normal to him. So as a sound engineer, some of it is knowing what the song should be like, but then if you're working for somebody, or if you're a sound engineer hired by a band who says, man, I want it to be thumping. Well, you can do that, but you also probably have a club owner or a venue owner who says, I don't want you driving everybody out of here. And in the more professional levels that it gets, sometimes there's even, there's ordinances about how many dB, and you use I think we have a sound meter. We have a little sound meter, and you would walk around in the room, and if it's too loud and somebody decides to sue you, you can get sued. Oh. You hurt my ears because the city said, there's an ordinance that says it can't be over this loud.
You haven't ever had the cops called on you?
No, never.
I have.
I want to go to that party.
Because it wasn't too loud. There's.
At Glorietta, we had the cops called on us. Imagine that.
I don't know what was going on. Well, you Baptist. Something was going on. So the first step is we're going to get the gain, and then I want you, as you're getting the gain, go ahead and start mixing it. Who wants to go first?
Jerry looks.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Jerry's going to do it perfect.
Go ahead and start it up. And I know
We don't have Gianna here to.
the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to be the guitar. I know starts on this. Mm-hmm. So.
Let's see here. Let me get you where that does it. Yeah, so we'll start with the guitar.
Yeah.
That's what's coming first. Yeah.
And if you needed to, okay, the guitar's coming. You can go ahead and. like I said, if you were doing the thing, different people do different things, but like if they wanted to mix it to unity, yeah. There's not much signal there. So it's either isn't really playing yet. Can you hear that organ in the background? You may find out it's too hot there. Bass is way hot. Now go ahead and pull. Don't be afraid to. Yeah, the cops aren't coming yet. So, all right, you got some drums. You're starting to get a little bit of. In a minute, a bunch of stuff will come in. I think the background vocals. Yeah. Might need that. Push that one out. That one barely got anything. Sounded pretty good. And remember, there's a big guitar that's going to come in. Where are we in the song? Is it about to boost up or is it?
Yeah, one more round.
Okay. Turn up that, that's a vocal. And there's no signal left. I mean,
What is EG, electric guitars?
Oh, I was.
Background vocals?
yeah.
It's just so good that you thought it was a recording.
Go ahead and stop it, Kelly. Now, one of the things that I really liked about your mix, as you were doing that, is that the vocals. I mean, if most songs that you listen to on the radio or at a really good show, you can always hear the vocals. Unless, like the band I play in, we're not very good sometimes. So we like it when we drown out our vocals so people don't hear that and they just hear how loud our guitars are. But the reality is, I mean, the vocals, I mean, my mantra was they're always sort of on top of everything, or you mix in a way so that they're not buried by the enthusiastic bass player or guitarist or organist. So I like that you did that.
He's gonna show you how to press that.
Yeah, another thing that ends up happening, or that would have helped, it's really hard to come in and mix a song, or to mix for somebody if you don't know who's doing what or who's playing. I mean, there's nothing more of a mystery, because you may not know that there's two background singers that are singing harmony, and this is their sound. So on the professional sound engineering side, either being at a rehearsal, or when they're practicing and there's a communication that needs to happen. Hey, what happens on this song? Who has a lead part? What's featured on this? Well, he's our lead vocalist, and then she sings a lot, and the rest of us, we're kind of in the background. Well, keep the background people in the background, keep the lead singers in the front, knowing the song, being able to go through and mix that song. One thing that we noticed was the drums were really hitting pretty hard. We'll talk about compression here, but do we want to let somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah, make sure everybody gets a turn on.
Let's do a gain, and as y'all hear this over and over, you're going to get the advantage. I won't make it totally blind. So remember, you want your gain up high enough, and then how loud you're going to hear it, you adjust that with this. Because the gain also, when it comes to monitors, and with modern bands and modern technology, most people use, or at least, a lot of in-ear monitors are used. The gain is what they need to be able to control their own in-ears. If you turn the gain down too low, they can't get their stuff loud enough to hear. Or if you're messing with the gains once the show starts, all of a sudden they're dead in the water because I don't hear the drums anymore. Well, because we went, oh, that's too hot. So you need to get it set ahead of time.
So these are faders, and so what they say is the gain is pre-faders. So it happens on the input side, pre-faders, and that's what goes out into their ears. And the faders, you can control what the mains hear and what the mix hears, but it doesn't change what they hear in their ears. It does if you jack with the gain.
Yeah. They're what they hear in their ears is totally separate from what we're doing here.
When you say they, that's the
performers, the musicians, the singers. Who else uses?
You don't have any in-ears here?
Yeah.
They do.
And so what do they hear? They hear.
You want to hear?
They hear. Well,
I'll get a set.
I don't know. I don't know if we have these channels.
Sound what Marcy
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what they put in their ear, the headphones.
We would need to set up. What they hear are the first 32 channels of this mixing board.
So would they be like hearing the ones that we're hearing, the up and down, or would they just hear all of them at the same time?
So what you do is you have an iPad or a personal mixer over there.
Or a lot of times on your phone.
Yeah. So you'll have X number of channels, say 6, 8 channels or something like that. And sometimes you can send them just a mix. But anyway, they'll have a set number of slides that they can adjust. And what they're doing is they're adjusting pre-fader on what's in their ear.
Oh.
So they'll be able to hear whatever you assign to that pad or that device. They'll be able to hear each one of them just as if you were setting it the.
So when I play with certain people, there's some people I don't want to hear. Or it's distracting, but I always want to hear, I don't need to hear all the toms of the drums, but I want to hear the kick and the snare and maybe the hi-hat. So I'll have some of that in my mix. And if I'm singing harmony with the lead singer, I want their voice strong, and I want to hear my own voice. But then there's maybe some other people that sing sometimes, and either they're going to mess me up with what I'm singing or throw me off, or I don't want to hear it. Or if I'm playing lead guitar, but I need to hear the acoustic guitar player, there's a balance that I like between that and
you'll always want to hear the MC, right? The music director or whatever.
oh, if it's a church setting, or if there is a music director, what he's talking about in a lot of bands, sometimes you'll see somebody up on stage and it's like, I wonder why they have two microphones. A lot of times it's set up to where they have a microphone that they're talking to, say, hey, get ready to go to the next song. And everybody in the band hears it, but not the people out front. Or it's like, oh, this is where the church setting, I can tell the pastor's about to pray one. He's going to be praying for a while. So go to the 1 chord, go to the 4. And they start calling out. And so the band vamps until the pastor's, and the guy will be like, okay, we're coming back to the chorus. And 2, 3, and he's talking you through all that. Another thing that in modern bands and in many, many churches, in addition to what the band is playing, people use tracks, pre-recorded stuff. So in your ears, you don't hear it out here, but you'll hear tick, 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 tick. And you'll hear this voice go, opening 2, 3, 4, and everybody comes in. And you're playing with a click, so everybody's playing on exactly the same tempo. And it says verse 2, 3, 4, and you're on the verse, and you play through that, and then chorus 2, 3, bridge. All that's happening in your ears while you're playing, and other musicians are playing. So when there's a click track and cues, yeah, you pay attention to those. So
I've actually got them, but they're not routed. So.
yeah, but for now, back to the beginning. We're just at the very start of this. There's so much fun stuff about mixing sound. But setting the input level and kind of getting just a feel for a balance is what we want to do. So let's go ahead and, you ready?
I'm trying.
Yeah. I know the first thing is this guitar. Go ahead and hit play, Kelly.
All right, you got it. It's coming.
So turn this knob until you have it just, it can touch yellow. And now bring up the guitar on your fader. Keep going towards 0. All right. And then let's see. Look for something else when you start seeing a little. I know it's just guitar at the very beginning.
Let me try with key.
Let's see what comes up next. Turn up the bass, get the signal there. Now clear, it would be much brighter, and it would jump out more. Okay, go ahead and stop that, Kelly.
Next.
Yep.
Next.
So,
Andy, Ty.
I'll go. I want to fumble with it. Yeah.
background vocals and I mean, this is, you notice how the background vocals, they had and it's sort of pre-mixed this way, but they had a lot of reverb on them, which often you do with backgrounds. They're softer, and they are in the background, and the idea is that your main voices are,
So that's already, so that's not track.
yeah,
ready, okay.
yeah, these tracks are pre-recorded, so we don't,
Reverb like the effects on it?
yeah, reverb is an effect. They have all kinds of, there's many different styles of reverbs. There's something called delay that people use. There's something called auto-tune that's an effect. There's something called, what else do people use? Sometimes, well, you can use filters and EQs, and we'll get to all that. There's a thing that we're going to talk about in a minute that's called compression. And what happens with compression, it's an effect that will take the sound. Let's say somebody's like really loud on their mic. Well, it'll compress that sound down and won't let it be as dynamic. It also has the effect of making the softer parts, if somebody drops their voice down, depending on how strong you're hitting the compression, it kind of pulls the lows up. You hear a lot of compression on country music. You hear it often on guitars. You use it on drums. It kind of has a smoothing effect, and it also keeps things from peaking as high. And so there's, in addition to putting that ceiling, how fast that ceiling is implemented is something you can control, and how fast it's released is something that you can control.
On the compression?
Yes. It's called attack and release, and it's measured in milliseconds. You know, I mean, and you can hear what it does. You can kind of really make something sound real choppy and terrible if you have those attack and releases at extreme levels. But it does have a way of, like, if you put a similar compression on all your vocalists, it has the effect of making those vocals kind of connected. It's a way of making them stand out in your mix. I usually use compression on vocals. Most guitarists and a lot of instrumentalists have a lot of that built into their rigs. So depending on how they run their rig, I usually don't do much there. But on the kick drum and on the snare, and sometimes toms, I mean, there might be a little bit of compression that you use to, some of that depends on the drummer. Because some drummers will hit something so hard that it, like, if you didn't have compression on, it would go into the red. And when you see something lighten up red, that means even if you don't hear it, because everything's probably really loud, there's distortion being introduced into your mix. And I mean, it's hearable, but you have to kind of learn to listen for it. So let's go. Let's start with these.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ty, are you ready, Ty?
Yeah.
Is Ty
All right.
doing it? All right, Ty. Go, Ty.
Tie yellow
I want
ribbon.
to hear some bass on that, Ty.
Yeah.
Block y'all's ears.
It's got well, it starts with the guitar, so
Okay.
so get your.
Okay, that was the red you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the red I'm talking about.
Okay.
You don't want to be there.
Mic
And then
check,
just bring
mic
that
check.
up to wherever you think the guitar. Like if we were in here doing a worship service with that song.
All right, guys, I want y'all to stand to your feet and join me tonight.
That's too high. You want to, you can, remember, this is just the input coming in, and then volume, you've got all the way up to here that you can turn that bass up. Now we keep going into red, so I'm going back down and then now push it up in the. Remember what I was talking about how like when they're hitting the kick or the snare, that's shooting that up. So I'll get that down to where maybe it's barely touching the yellow. And then bring your drums up to wherever you feel like. Now you need to work on your vocals over here. They're singing their hearts out. Nobody can hear them.
It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Now he's singing harmony with his
Perfect in all of your ways to us. Perfect in all of your ways.
keyboard's not putting out a lot of signals.
Perfect
It
in
has
all
that
of your ways.
yeah,
Perfect in all of your ways.
it's like playing a pad. You hear it? You might. Somewhere in here, these guitars jump in and start.
Call me, call me, call me. First into love, love. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Now, this happens to be it's the background vocal that's singing right now. There's no, there's two leads.
Yeah, you took a breath.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that she mentioned that I thought was really, it's a good intuition to have. When you're not hearing something, most people, their first instinct is, let me find it and turn it up until I can hear it. Well, what ends up happening if you start looking for things by turning them up till you can hear it, eventually you've got a nightmare
Like
of
a crackle.
sound. So sometimes it's cutting back, bringing things back. Typically, when you're doing a sound check, the first thing that I prefer to check in a church setting, even in a gig setting, is the drums. Because the drum, however loud the drums are in the room, on stage, whatever it is, that's going to determine what your minimum volume is going to be. Does that make sense? Because if you want things balanced, if you want the drums to be in the mix and be balanced with your vocalist, like I would say, with your vocalist on top, with all the other stuff having places for it, it all starts with how loud the drums is. Are they playing behind a shield? Are they using a digital kit? Digital kit, you have total control.
Right.
But drummers hate digital kits. That, of course they do, because they don't want sound people to have control. So you start with that, and then you begin to, you would go through, and with each instrument, typically on a drum kit, you'll have a minimum of 5 mics, and there can be a lot more.
On the drum kit.
Yeah, a lot of times the bass drum's double mic. People often double mic the snare, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 there. The hi-hat, the cymbals, however many cymbals there are, the toms, and then that can be 3 to 5 toms. I mean, depends on the kind of music and just how big the kit is. So you get this nice drum mix, and then you have your gains and all that, and then you would go to your instruments. Hey, play your electric guitar some. And you gotta watch out. I'm a guitar player, so this is a trick I use. I don't play it as loud as I'm gonna do it.
That's the.
I give myself a little bit of room. and then as a sound person, if you know the guitar player does that, you adjust for it.
Because you'll see them go.
But you want to have, what you want to have is enough, you're just looking for the level, and you kind of get a little gauge as you turn it up, and okay.
What if you're getting feedback from a mic?
Oh, I'll tell you about that. One of the things that we're doing is we're turning up the gain. When it comes to microphones, gain is something that makes a microphone, I would describe it as much hotter. It's going to pick up all kinds of sounds. If microphones are remotely close to us being in front of a speaker, they're going to feed back.
So you get this kind of singer who does this right here, and you want to slap them because
Why don't they pick up the mic?
this is different than doing this. And then the other thing is you have singers that know how to control the distance. That's what you're looking for. But otherwise, if you get somebody down like this and, the director's going, we can't hear them, and then you're churning it up.
My other favorite move is when the singer is looking at their words on a music stand and the microphone's by their ear and they're singing, but the stage mics that we use for vocals, for individual mics, they are very proximity, and they pick up very little else. Things off to the side. It's typically straight into the end of it, and it's got a little narrow place that it's in its sweet spot. And you don't have to run things as hot, but you also have the singers or the people that go, mic check, mic check. And then and then it's their turn to sing, and they're like, la! And it's like,
Why didn't you do that at first? So
why didn't you
Test
find,
one, two, test one, two.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But again, we're just getting the levels, and we're gonna eventually hear them all sing. But you go through and you can tell if you've got the trim. If Kelly, take that mic over by near.
Oh yeah, put me over by the speaker when it's.
I won't. But just get. I'll start off and just start talking.
Hello. I'm just testing this microphone. Let's see if it's. Can you hear me okay, Mac? Am I coming through okay?
Get your vocal closer to it.
You want me like this? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Ooh.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Now, one of the other things that, as a sound engineer, you sometimes like that squeal's kind of a on the going from the low to high as far as pitch, you know, like that kind of squeal lets me know it's feeding back at the higher end, and I can go in on the EQ and make some adjustments to make it less prone, but I'm dialing things out. And oftentimes you'll be in a room and as a guitar for
Why
some
don't you show them that, because it makes it sound different. So tweak me.
all right.
Tweak me correctly. So this is okay now. Yeah. Test 1 2. Test.
Like I cut out all the highs.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not good. Yeah. So I got a deep voice.
And if there's
Test 1 2.
and if there is a particular note on a guitar, I mean, there's a way you can go through and find that frequency that a particular room, you know, different rooms might have different frequencies that bounce
Test
around more.
1 1 1 1 2. Test.
and you can EQ
test.
in a way that minimizes that or gets rid of it altogether. But having the gain, you can overgain things to where, with microphones in particular, to where they are so hot because the person doesn't really sing on it, that in a room like this where they're relatively close to the speakers, if you're in a big stage and the speakers are 50 feet up in the air and way far away from you, you don't have as much feedback problems as you do when you're in an enclosed room or a smaller room with a lot of big speakers. And being behind the speakers as a singer is, I mean, that eliminates most of the feedback. It's when people get out in front of the speakers or when the pastor
Walks around.
Yeah.
When they drop their mic like this, you bring it down like this, and they're in front of them.
Or I've had pastors, like, they'll have, I try not to do it, but like they'll be sitting over here and they'll walk in front of the speaker with their headset mics, which they pick up a lot. And they walk in front of that and it goes, ear! And everybody screams in pain, and that's always a great way to start a sermon, you know. So you wanna avoid those kinds of, all that happens in the setup. It's when something goes wrong or when you're thrown into something cold, you know, an unfamiliar room, it's your very first time, you haven't had time to do a sound check, that's misery for the sound person, because you're going to be diagnosing through the whole event, trying to figure out.
I had my niece's graduation, and it was a venue that we were using. The speakers were from the ceiling facing down, and they were literally right underneath it with the mic, and they were talking way down here with the mic, so I had them all the way up, and it was squealing. I was like, oh man.
Well, and it doesn't work. We have a video that when we have volunteers at our church that come up to read scripture, do a little talk with the kids, and I've made a video that everybody's supposed to watch about here's what not to do, here's where you need to hold your mic.
Yeah.
And don't talk soft. Don't use the Jesus whisper voice. Oh God.
If people hear themselves, they will quit talking. They will silence up if they can hear themselves. That's the other thing.
Unless they're the opposite, where it's, oh, I hear myself. I want to hear more. Yeah. There's that. I mean, people who get up on stage a lot probably like the sound of their own voice.
The louder it gets, the more I start listening for like crackling. I'm like, okay, because it's really loud in my ear. I'm like, what exactly are they doing out there?
Oh, well, if you're hearing, well, it depends if it's your crackle or somebody else's crackle.
There's a guy asking Kelly, I think, for directions.
Or if they can come in. I mean, there's people downtown that want to drop by, but with after hours, and now that, you know, we have a school in the church, I mean, we have, I think even the security cameras, they have some new feature where they'll detect somebody with a gun and send out.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have people come in and train our people, you know, like in SWAT techniques for just Sunday mornings. There's a lot of people here that have little earphones and are able to carry guns.
Perfect safe place.
Well, it's just it's kind of a testimony to the world today. I mean,
Heavily guarded.
what place do you, I mean, you want people to come to church? Come on in, but
You will be safe.
and that's part of that, just trying to be safe. Yeah.
Mic check, mic check.
There you go.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
Has everybody had a shot at the?
Who? No, I don't think everybody has. Who? Anybody want to do some mixing?
You want mix?
Come on, Andy.
Andy.
He's like, no, I'm a songwriter.
Remember, what we want to do is, I'm gonna go.
Is that the Ecuador? Jersey?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Who's Marathon? Is that
it's like the brand, the
Oh,
committee.
right. Oh, okay. And that's the Flyers?
Yeah, it's the shield.
Oh, the Shield, okay. That's cool. They're playing tonight.
Ecuadorians?
And against Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh.
For elimination.
Oh.
Little rivalry.
Where is it at?
Go!
Yeah, he came in, he's like,
Stand up,
He
Eddie.
said,
I gotta shoot the shot.
Ishmael was like, I see you got yours on.
All right, here we go.
I mean, mostly your first thing is gain, you know, just get enough signal, and at the same time you can start pushing that up. But, see, it's not enough gain. So you want it, I want it hitting between 9 and 3. And if it's too loud, then you just push it up a little. You're kind of seeing where the preponderance is. I'd make it a little louder, or this a little hotter. Now get ready for bass, I think. You're getting a signal. Now we'll push that up.
Like an engine at the top of everything else.
I know. There you go. That explains a lot. We always make fun of bass players. Background vocals. Especially since the vocals you want on top, you want to have them. Getting a pretty good signal there, so I would push that fader up. also really helps if you're the sound person to know who your A singers are and who your other singers are. We love them, but
I'm gonna remember that Sunday because I'll be in the choir.
well, but in the choir we're now.
Turn Kelly down.
See, this Sunday's going to be totally different in here. Y'all see the microphones that I have up there?
What are you plugging into?
The-
Oh,
They pick up kind of a wide range.
you don't plug in there. Hold on.
For multiple people or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Flip it over.
a choir,
I
especially traditional choirs, they kind of, they need to hear each other. Usually, not many churches have in-ear monitor systems for 20 to 30 people, much less some, like there's some big churches in Dallas where they've got 300 in their choir. So they are singing, they're singing in a group, and so you're here. We're trying to pick up the group singing without it identifying like a particular individual. So those microphones actually have some selections on it that select where they're going to pick up sound. They can pick up sound from just in front, or from all the way around, or broader, narrower. You can make an adjustment on the mics as to how hot they are, how much they'll pick up, which also means the hotter they are, the more likely they are to feedback. And it also has a filter where you can say, I don't want it to pick up anything below 80 hertz. Well, somewhere between 80 and 100 is usually what you send to anything below those frequencies you send to your subwoofer. It's your really low sounds. So if you have a microphone set up that won't pick up the kick drum, if there were a kick drum on stage, or if I know I've got somebody that's playing like cello or an upright bass, I'll make the mic set up so that it doesn't pick up really high notes. So it's just going to mainly pick up that one instrument if that's what I need. So setting it, using the right mics for the right situation. But the same thing is true when they come in Sunday morning. I'm going to set how hot the signal is coming into those mics. There's going to be 2 violins, a cello, maybe, and a viola. I don't know, 4 strings and a horn player. And so I'm going to mix their sound and hopefully have it all sound good in the room, and at the same time have enough coming through the microphones so that our live stream sounds good too. So I'm really mixing for 2 things, and that makes it tricky because most churches now, if you're big enough and have enough production, like at First Baptist, they have somebody that's mixing the sound just for their live stream. And it's totally separate than the sound that's being mixed for the front of house.
Yes, you'll be able to hear it.
And so they have 2 different soundboards, and those signals don't cross because
I don't know, it may not be
something in the house may sound fine that
much stuff and then add a bunch of stuff.
they need to do a totally different thing to make it sound fine in the live stream. And all that started really with COVID. I mean, there were some churches that always did the TV thing, but post-COVID, almost every church live streams to their detriment or to their edification. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes there's always memes about somebody goes home and hears themselves on the live stream, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds terrible."
Why didn't you tell me?
They
Well,
got a small mixer board?
it probably didn't sound that bad in the room. And it's oftentimes it's because they didn't know or they don't know how to apply the effects that are going to make it sound. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you can do that you are going to make, make cover up some of our imperfect. That's why reverb is there. It makes anybody sound
Like a star?
a little better. Well, yeah, there's some people.
So much
I'll be
adjusting
the
you
next
can do.
T-Pain.
Well, and honestly, I mean, the fact that you can, I don't know, we don't use auto-tune here. But
We're pros.
well,
Especially in this one.
we have, I will say, but because we're a church that's able to afford to pay, for musicians and some good singers. In addition, I mean, some volunteers are great, but there's a level of musicianship and singers here that it works. But if we had most big churches, like, what's the one? I've played out at Crossings some. They've got a big Digico board, which is, it's got lots of stuff. It's got the auto-tune. It means a little more work for the sound person because now you need to know the key of the song. So when you set up your board, if they're singing if you have it auto-tuned to G and they're singing in C, something's not going to be good. But, I mean, it's just another setup thing, and the amount of auto-tune and who you auto-tune becomes, that's your, oh, God, Missy, she looks great worshiping on stage. And then it's followed by Bless Her Heart. She can only sing. Well, with auto-tune, she can sing pretty good. So she, you can make up for that with some of your effects and also just I could make somebody. My wife sings a lot and she's got kind of a softer voice, but there's an effect over here called ADT, and it double tracks the voice, so that makes the voice already sound kind of thicker and fuller. And if I put a little bit of reverb, and if y'all notice how this light is flashing here? There's a little flashing light on this soft key. That is the tap tempo. So, like, do you ever tap your hand in time to the music? Man, that's good. Well, that's what you do with this. When people, if it's like, you're a good, good father, it's who you are. All right, now the delay is in the same tempo as the song. So if I'm going to add delay here, the echoes are synced with the tempo of the song. It's not like somebody clapping on the wrong beat, which is what the tap tempo does. Not all effects use that, but all your delays usually you can either tap it in or you could go into the delay and you could manually. If you knew, they're going to play at this exact beat. Remember how I mentioned we don't use
So where do you set your
tracks where you know exactly what the beat's going to be. So if that drummer, had a little bit of caffeine that morning, it might be faster than what you thought it was going to be. Well, that's why being able to
It'll put it back on.
tap in the tempo to the tempo they're actually playing it is what that does.
That's actually a good question.
We didn't really we didn't get to compression, Kelly.
What time is it?
7:15.
7:15. Did everybody get to Sarah,
Sarah did.
are you hiding?
She went to a
She went to the
restaurant.
restaurant.
Oh,
She went to go hide in there.
she's like, hey Matt, can you set the, oh yeah, well, can you set gain from here?
From, usually, yeah.
Oh, that's it right there. Yeah, it was in the middle.
Well, it says trim, but that would be gain if we were
Yeah,
doing that.
so like you can watch them, whichever one's selected. And you can adjust the. Just like that. I just really messed up the trim on the guitar. Each
She
you
doesn't
want.
think it laughs. See?
That's okay.
Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Your turn.
They tried to say you were hiding. I believed in you.
Who's the next
Maybe
speaker?
before we can like get it out of here, girl. That's what I did. I was like, oh my gosh.
Just when I get some
No,
coffee.
custodian scares me.
That would be real cool.
All right.
Okay, let me turn this on and then we'll wrap up.
Thought you were gonna hide, huh?
No. I wanted to do it.
That was an emergency.
I
You
just-
have to use the bathroom
Yeah,
before
you
he
have
comes.
to. Yeah,
He comes out
seriously.
dark.
Last time you had to go run and.
Shit, I almost didn't make it out.
I know.
I don't know why that man like just turns me after that.
Okay. Guitars first.
Okay.
So get a nice halfway up green signal and then pull up your fader to. Well, whatever feels. Based on this room, how loud do you want the guitar? Knowing that you're gonna add.
Oh, see Matt? Going in and out. We're standing around. I don't know what they're doing.
You gonna sing for us, Jerry?
Yeah, if you give me some bass on it.
Go ahead and push the fader up.
How do I know like how far up to go on the trim?
You go by that green light. Because the signal coming in, it's like the trim could be plus 25 if the signal coming in is super weak. But we got a pretty good signal. So, like the drums, really hit that. This is your background vocal.
Okay, I can hear myself.
I hear myself. This guitar is
Hello.
playing a little bit. I'm not a signal before we. There you go.
Who I am is who I am, is who I am.
Wrap that up. Put him up. What is it? This round? No, I mean.
Lonely ways to us.
Now that sounds like a lead singer.
Perfect in all lovely ways. Perfect in all lovely ways. Perfect in all lovely ways to us.
Yeah, we're about to eat some cupcakes here in a minute. We gotta sing the Jerry. Come on, Jerry Kelly. No, we're gonna sing the Kellys.
This guy's singing harmony. I mean, you know the difference between like harmony and there's like, well, typically the lead person is singing the melody, the main tune, and then
To you are,
alto singer
to you are,
is
to you are.
singing harmony with the melody.
It's who I
Or the
am,
tenor singer, there's different
it's who
harmonies.
I am.
dropped like that, I would have my hand over here on my guitar. So there's, when you get everything set, then it's almost like you become an instrumentalist in that you bring out the featured parts. Guitar players mainly have things called overdrives, and we have pedals so we can try to overcome what you're doing. Like, I want everybody to hear me now, and I've got the magic foot pedal that will make me 10 times louder than I just was. Professional players, and when there's a good rapport with the sound person, even if it's a sound person you don't know, things like as a musician, where if I've got the part, I'll step forward, and if the sound person is doing their job, they'll see and they'll know, oh, he's about to, and he'll have his hand on the slider that's controlling my guitar, so that's featured. And then or sometimes I'll say, play that guitar, or play that keyboard, so and so. I'm helping cue the sound person if they don't know the songs or a stranger, so that they're gonna boost up the keyboard so that.
Or even just look. I mean, sometimes we just look.
So that you end up with. There's nothing more frustrating as a musician who had worked all week on a part.
Solo and it's muted.
and it's muted, or that was it was buried underneath the bass.
The sound guy didn't record back.
Yeah. Well, then there's that. But.
Yeah, we got like three different recording devices, and none of them recorded.
And then one of the things, if we had gotten to the part where we could have thrown compression on there, on some of those things where it just seemed like everything was just, some things would get really too loud. It'd be good for a while, and then all of a sudden they'd be hammering down. Putting compression on it would keep it from being as dramatic a change, like when that lead guitar started.
Check.
playing.
You want to put the compression on this and show them what it sounds like without it?
Is this, what mic is that?
This is one.
Oh.
Mic 1, test, 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 1, 2, 3. So if I get louder, it doesn't do anything. You see, as you still hear it, but it's not going crazy because the compression is pushing it down.
And how do you change the compression?
Yeah.
Check.
It's gonna make my ears ring for a second.
This is what you need anytime
See, that's.
somebody gets really loud, and I got a lot of feedback going on now.
I went over,
Jerry, I don't know which
now
side you're
on this particular board, like
Check,
I can
check.
click on that, and I've
Test 1, test.
got these things, so there's
Hello.
compression.
So you can see it turning red, and if it's off, you can hear me getting really loud.
What's that button you just hit? It was right next to compression.
I hit, this
Test,
is
1,
the
2.
EQ for
Test,
that
test,
channel.
test, 1, 2.
And just,
La da da da.
So what does the EQ do?
It changes
if
the
you
way
look
I
at the
sound.
bottom, it's the frequencies. Hear that ringing? I can get rid of
Island
that.
in the stream, that is who we are.
Lowering how sensitive.
Test, 1, 2, test.
Now, if
Test.
I were to push this stuff up here,
Test, testing
you're
1, 2.
starting to feedback.
It allows the signal to
Yeah,
go
this
further?
is.
You'll hear speakers go because they want to hear their T's and their S's. Check 1.
And I can make up
Check.
some volume.
Check,
on the-
check. 1, check 1. Ooh.
See, that's reducing it a lot,
Oh, now I'm just gonna have to sing louder.
but you can't oversing that where
Yeah.
I've got it right now.
Oh, Erica could.
Maybe.
And that's different than clipping because if it's in the red, it's clipping, which means it's leveling off the frequency at the top, and you don't ever want to do that. on the gain, not on the compressor.
Never want to level out the game.
Yeah.
So
So
there's,
the compression basically changes the dynamics, you know, how much.
Check. This keeps me from getting too loud. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a, when multiple things are compressed together in the same way, it kind of, you've got a block of things singing in that, I don't know, it glues it together.
This is really good. The compressing is really good when a singer doesn't know to do this.
Bad. Okay.
Yeah.
He's looking at what Israel's looking at on his phone. Looking at
They're spying on you.
What's he looking at on his
Good thing you were
phone?
looking at something safe.
He's getting ready for the game. So this is serious.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Did you cover everything you wanted? Well,
Yeah.
a lot of what you wanted to cover?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That podium mic. Yes.
It is hot.
That might have been what was ringing.
Probably. All right. Put all this stuff up.
Well, that was fun, y'all.
Yeah, thank you, Mac, for doing that.
Well, it's a lot, but to be able to,
But it wasn't as complicated as it is, but
it is, and it, I mean, God, it's such a, all this, I mean, having your phone and YouTube and going, how does this board work? But I mean, once,
which one?
yeah, whatever the board. How the Avantas, but whether it's this board or an analog board that doesn't have all the that just has lots of buttons, and instead of EQ where you're moving that, you've got high, middle or medium and low, and you turn those knobs and you hear the high frequency. You know, I mean, or like in the old school cars where you had the long EQ and you could go through and play with all those faders and just dial it in to where that's kind of what you're doing, except it's all digital and touch screens on this board.
So on the order of turning everything on and off, do you want to turn on the board first, then mute everything, and then turn on the speakers?
Yes, and reverse. Turn off the speakers, because like if you turn off the board and it can send a boom.
Yeah.
Or if you have your speakers on.